I love shonen fighting anime. I always have, and I always will. It's basically my bread and butter when it comes to watching anime. I mean, I grew up watching Toonami, and I still play the video games till this day. I don't think I'll ever get to a point in life where I just don't love it. However, in my recent years, as I've gotten older, I feel like my tastes have sort of matured in a way. I'm looking for a bit more in my anime that just shonen fighting anime just don't give me. And I have two big issues with shonen fighting anime, those being the side characters and the way the conflicts usually get resolved, as well as post conflict resolution. I don't like the fact that a lot of times in fighting anime, the side characters kind of get shafted in favor of the main characters or hyping up the main villains. And I don't like how in fighting anime, there always has to be a bigger, stronger, badder main villain than the last villain that we just fought. It's like, oh, this guy blows up a city. Well, this guy blows up a country. Well, this guy blows up the planet. And then this guy blows up the universe. It always feels like the characters are scrambling to try to find a way to beat this next big bad by these secret training methods, but realistically it's the author actually scrambling to find tension, because it's if this one guy blows up a city, well, okay, then I want my characters to grow and get stronger, and the only way I know how to write that into the story is if the characters are fighting someone who's an even bigger threat. It's just fake artificial way to create tension, and it just, for me, it kind of loses its luster after a while. It's not that great. And this is honestly where sports anime come in, because I recently watched Haikyuu for the fifth time, and it just spurred me on to make this video, because I have just had this thought burning in my head ever since I finished it, which is that I just feel like sports anime are just a superior version of fighting anime. They do the same things, but they just do them on different levels, and sports anime just take it to the next level that fighting anime could never take it to. So what do I mean by that? Well, if we go by the first thing, side characters, in sports anime, specifically team sports anime, each character has a designated role that they need to fulfill, and if they don't fulfill that role properly, well, it hinders the entire team and most likely results in a loss. For example, you have a character like Kei Fukushima from Haikyuu, the series that I just watched. He's far from the main character, but he arguably has one of the best moments in the entire show, because while the main characters have their own goals and motivations, he's just as important to the team. He's a defensive person. He stops the other team from scoring. So when he finally stops one of the strongest characters in the entire show from scoring, we feel that because they took time to develop his character to get him to that point. It's not about training arcs, it's not about believing in yourself, it's about how they develop these characters alongside the main character. We feel that, and because we feel that, I just feel like it's way more impactful than anything a side character can punch harder or run faster than the enemy now. It just feels more deeper. Another issue that I have, like I said, is that I always hate the fact that we have a bigger bad. For example, Cell tries to blow up the Earth, he's gone. Then Majin Buu tries to blow up the Earth, and then he's gone, and so on. You just try to raise the tension in these artificial ways that don't feel personal. In sports anime, they're always trying to reach this singular goal, and yeah, the teams progressively get stronger, that's how it works, but it's not so much a power level thing. It's a matter of how do these teams work, how do we get around their defensive or offensive strategies, what are the characters' personal skills that we need to overcome, and overall, it just feels more cohesive. That's the main reason why I feel like shonen anime, specifically the fighting anime, aren't as good as the way sports anime are, because they portray a certain, I don't know, heart or passion that fighting anime always gets hindered by, because it's trying to raise tension in this other way, where sports anime always manages to keep their tension fresh, because losing to them doesn't mean the end of the world, it just means you're out of the tournament, but to them it feels like the world's ending. And because of that, because they care that much, we care that much. There's no ethereal force pulling them in this direction. You know, for example, if a character in a fighting anime doesn't get out of bed in the morning, then the world ends. They sort of have to do it. It's their job. Meanwhile, these guys, they're part of, a basketball club or a football club. They don't have to do this, but they want to. And because they want to, we care. Now, that being said, I still love fighting anime. I'd prefer fighting anime over that any day. And the question of that is like, well, why? What about fighting anime just gets me going more than sports anime? Keeping it real, at the end of the day, when it comes to fighting anime, sometimes you just want to see a motherfucker get punched in the face. That's it. That's literally it. Sometimes it's just satisfying seeing just an evil guy who killed 20 people and he just gets the left, right, good night, and that's it. So yeah, sports anime, they're great, but fighting anime, also great. That's all I really want to say. Okay, bye.